Hello everybody! From time to time, your Proxmox Backup Server certificate expires. This is Stef from Samayas and welcome to my channel. We all know time flies, right? For my Proxmox Backup Server certificate, I found out the hard way where that certificate is actively used for, rather than simply for the web interface. The moment the certificate expires, any backup process simply fails. Now if you're a tech nerd like me, on one side you have an internal certification authority, and on the other side you're running one or more Proxmox backup servers internally, well, of course it's running on your own certificates, right? But sooner or later, even that certificate has a time to live and your SSL certificate needs to be replaced with a new version. So, let's dig in. So when we surf to a specific website, we all know this dread message, of course. And depending on the browser you're using, well, this message might vary a little. However, in essence, it's telling you that something is wrong with the certificate on that website. And then you have two options. You can simply choose to go back, or you can go to the advanced. And so, when we continue with the advanced, here it shows you the details. The current certificate expired, and so we have a choice. We either can take the shortcut and we can still proceed to that website, but that is quote-unquote risky. But if you absolutely need to access that website, that's the only way to go forward. However, long-term, of course, you need to replace this website certificate with a new valid certificate. Now this phase is specific for everybody. I'm using Active Directory Certification Server, where I previously already created a new certificate for my server. And the end result, whether I use a web interface or a PowerShell, in essence, it creates me a PFX which contains my private key, my public key, and is secured by a password. Proxmox is running on Debian, and so it cannot really use a PFX directly. It needs a private key in text, it needs a public key in text, and it needs a root certificate in text. And so somehow, from this PFX file, I need to extract all those information to have text files. And the easiest way to accomplish that is to go to the internet and download OpenSSL, which is freely available on a local disk, and then I'm going to use OpenSSL to extract all the necessary information for that. And for simplicity, and since I need to do this on multiple occasions, I simply created a transform.cd file which does the necessary actions for me, and I simply need to copy that over from certificate to certificate. So now, if you look inside a transform.cmd, I have three commands. First, I call my OpenSSL and I transform my PFX and I extract a PEM file. Next, I extract my certificate information from my PFX, and finally, I extract from my PEM file a key file. And so, when I execute my transform, well, on two occasions, it'll prompt me for the password. And so every time I enter a correct password, I have MAC verified OK. If I fail, somehow I'll get an error here and you won't be able to continue to the next phase. Of course, that is the password that you had to enter when you export from a certification store a private key. And after having executed it, well, we have three new files. I have a certificate, I have a key, and I have my PEM file. Now if I double click on my CER file, I can see I have a valid certificate. If I now open that CER file in a notepad, well, we have some header tags, then we have a begin certificate for my real certificate, we again have some header tags, and finally we have our root certificate. And if I now open my key file, well, I have begin private key information instead of begin certificate. And so I'll need all three to replace my certificate on my Proxmox backup server. So now that I have my CER, my key and my PEM file extracted from my PFX, I'm ready to prepare my files needed for Proxmox Backup Server. However, in your scenario, the first step might not necessarily be needed, and you might have obtained the PEM and a certificate file from your certification authority. Now the next step, for simplicity, is I created a prepare directory. And in there, for Proxmox Backup Server, the certificates are stored in proxy key and proxy PEM. And so, I first go to my SER file. I need to copy over my real certificate begin and end certificate. Then I need to copy over my root certificate, and that needs to be located in my proxy PEM. And so here I paste my full certificate and then my root certificate. And then next I go to my key file and I copy my begin private key to my proxy key. And then I'm done. I simply need to save my files and transfer them to my Proxmox Backup Server. And now, for simplicity for transferring my file to my Proxmox Backup Server, I chose to use WinSCP. But of course, any other tool is fine, of course. And my files are located under /etc/proxmox-backup. And here we have a proxy key and proxy PEM. And the only thing we need to do, we need to select them on a local disk and simply transfer them. Of course, you can first copy them from a real live system to your local directory, replace them, and then copy them back. And once you've done that, you need to restart your Proxmox Backup Server without rebooting the machine. And for that, the simplest command line is simply to launch system control restart proxmox-backup-proxy. And after having executed that, well, the web interface for your Proxmox Backup Server is simply ready. And so now I land back on my Proxmox Backup Server without a certificate issue. And so finally everything should be done. However, depending on how you did your setup, potentially under user local share CA certificate, you might still have a Proxmox backup certificate. And that is a root certificate which you've been using specifically for the certificate you've just installed. And if that file is not present on your system, you don't need to do anything else. However, if that file is present, well, inside that file, you need to make sure that in there you have the same root certificate which we just added to your proxy.pem file. Otherwise, your backups might still have an error. Well, for internal certificates, of course, you'll take long-lived certificates, like 2 years, 3 years, or even 5 years. Personally, I chose 2. But then, even after having replaced that certificate, there's still some extra actions, unfortunately, that you still need to make so that everything is working right. Now, if you guys enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell sign. Or leave a comment down below.